Hey everybody, it's Ryan from High Records, and I'm here with Papu from Los Kahunas and many other things. Hi Papu, how are you?
How are you, Ryan? Very good here in Buenos Aires.
Good, good, all the way in Buenos Aires. Very cool. Um, so let's start at the beginning. Where you started to get into the surf scene and surf music. Um, how what drew you to that?
Well, when I was really young, maybe on 17 years old, I was a lot into skateboarding and California surf punk music. And as I was listening to that, I started to discover instrumentals. Those instrumentals by Ancient Orange, Mike Palm, or JFA. They
Yeah,
do Mr. Lou, Pipeline, Baja, Mr. Moto. So when I was growing, I started to get more interest about that kind of music instead of the normal punk rock with vocals. I started to feel more attracted to the instrumental because I always was a guitar player since my was 13. So I started to investigate on that. I discovered the Ventures. Later of that, I discovered the astronauts. Uh, and in 99, maybe 98, 99, on a Guitar Player magazine, I saw some guys with masks and Fender guitars. And that really intrigued me. So I go to Napster at that time and look for Lost Strait Jackets.
yeah.
Those guys blew my mind because they sounded so well, they're so clean. And I was at that time in my 30s, I was 30-year old, and I was a bit tired of the sound of punk music. But I want to play, and I think that fits perfect for me at that time. So I started to investigate about that kind of music, discovered more bands, and in 2001, I decided to start a surf band. I decided to put out a band of surf instrumental music, and at that time uh, was the same time that here Tormentos, that is the other huge band from here, we started at the same time. So at some point in the year 2002, we discovered each other. And I think that that was the birth of the surf instrumental music in Buenos Aires. I have a band at that time called the Belvederes. We do mostly covers. I was completely insane, and I recruited some jazz musicians to play with me. They didn't understand nothing because I told them that they have to play less, not to play that much. That was for maybe 1.5 years, and I decided to stop fighting with that guys, and I start looking for other musicians that maybe get a better picture of what surf music is. So then that was in the midst of 2003, I I started to put it down with Los Kahunas. And in December of 2003, I have an accident on longboard skateboarding.
Oh,
I was, yeah, I was 3 months with a cast. And we start playing on August of 2004. That was the first gig of Los Kahunas.
I
Uh,
love the Los Kahunas. I really thought the melody and the chords went really well together. And some of the faster stuff is just as intricate as the slower stuff.
Thank you, thank you. Well, always I think I am very purist about the surf sound, about river tanks, Showman amps, Fender guitars. But I always think that in the chords, surf music can go far from 1 4 5. I
Yeah,
always think about some kind of pop progressions or jazz progressions or bossa nova progressions. Uh, that when I discovered some modern bands like the Huntington Cats, uh, I saw that that was possible. So that was the role model for me to start to expand the harmonic language of surf music. I really love to use seventh chords, sixth chords, not just plain harmonies, not just Ramones chords with river.
yeah.
I always look for more complex kind of harmonies for my song because I try to go a little bit more complex on melodies too.
Very cool. Very cool.
That's my
Um,
idea when I do my songwriting.
very interesting. Um,
Yeah.
what is the new project you're working on?
Well, with Los Kahunas, we play a lot through 13 years, from 2004 to 2017. Then maybe we do maybe near to 400 gigs on all that time.
Oh wow.
So yeah, we do a lot. We tour. We go to. We were the first South American band to go to Surfer Joe with Lorenzo.
Oh wow.
We played there in 2010. That was great because I meet there Los Tres Jackets, Slackstone. Uh, that was great. Meet Lorenzo there. He was so cool. We have a great time there. We tour around Italy. Then we go and do some gigs in Spain with the Blue Marinos. We did a lot of things with Los Kahunas during that 13 years. We opened for a lot of big acts here in Hugh Stage, maybe for 7,000 people,
Wow.
10,000 people opening act, you know? But that was really, really good. We do 4 records, 2 LPs, 1 EP, and songs EP too. And we go to Brazil, we go to Chile. We do a lot of stuff that years. We were surfaholics, you know, we never stopped. And at some point, that machine, you know, start to get wasted, and we decide to stop really. And I really need a rest. So I take a rest for I take 2 years with no surf music playing. But on that years I travel to California too myself. I go to uh, Guitar Geek Festival in 2012 because Mel Berman, who came here with Los Phantom Surfers, with the Phantom Surfers, they came here to play in 2003. That make a huge impact on me, seeing the Phantom Surfers. And then I helped them to come here on 2011. So I get a strong friendship with Mel and Johnny, all the guys. They're fucking cool, really. They're the funniest guy. And I go to 2012 to meet all the surf music culture, you know, Southern California, San Francisco. I really want to know that, and those guys sponsored me in some way to go there. They give me a place to stay. Danny Amis too give me a place to stay there. Chef of Surf Music 101. I don't want to forget anyone, but the local scene there helped me a lot to be there and knew all the historic places. and what's all surf music about. So I go then again in 2015. I was there because Phantom Surfers were touring. They do Tiki Oasis, they play in Viva Cantina, and I was so lucky because I toured with them. I was a kind of roadie and friend helping them. I have a great time there. And the last time I go there in when we split in 2017 with Los Kahunas, I want to do something, but I want to do something great, not to play a lot of gigs in 1 year. I want to do something great. So in 2015, when I go there, I meet Chris Barfield too. We became great friends, and when I saw that the Huntington Cats reunite in 2017, do their last tour, and I feel really pissed off because I can't be there. So I asked Chris if he wants to do the same thing, but with me in a kind of new band. That band was called the Kaisers of California. So in 2018, I go there, play with them. That was fantastic. That was on SG 101 2018. That was incredible. So I feel that at that point I was doing a lot with surf music, you know?
Yeah.
So I decided to take a little rest. I take a big part of 2019 to rest, and in that summer there, I start to think about a new surf band that was what I need at that point, exact point. I think that Los Kahunas want to be, you know, with the tuxedos and all the choreographies, that stuff. That was a really hard work. So I want this new one. I want to put more focus about music, not all that image pack. That is really a lot of work. It's
Yeah.
a huge work to maintain that, because you know every group you have to move all the suits, all the things. It's like moving, you know.
Yeah.
So I now I am 52. You know, I'm at that point I was 32. So I was a bit tired of that part. So this time I want to focus more on music, and I want to take the thing that it was to put my name there because people know what's about.
Okay.
So I put out these new bands called El Papu y Los Fantásticos Reverberantes, and they're fantastic reverberants, you know.
Yeah.
And we're working. We have new songs. We have everything ready to do a new LP. But you know, lockout and all this COVID thing is not able to work here right now. We can go to practice to the studio. We can work. We are waiting about what is going to happen with this.
Yeah. Um,
So well, no gigs here right now. No venues are closing. Is really sad, but we are waiting. Sometimes the thing it have to finish. It have to end.
well, it sounds like you might have a chance to come up to the United States when things get back to normal. I know things are opening up here.
Yeah. I'm in contact with the people on California and with Lorenzo in Europe, and I really want to go on to do more things. I feel full of energy to put out new stuff.
You're back out. You're ready to go.
Yeah.
So
I want to keep on playing and touring as soon as possible.
So, for those who know Los Kahunas, what is going to be the biggest change in your music for the new band?
Mm, I really think there is not such a big change because I was the songwriter on Los Kahunas, and I am the songwriter here. Mm, Maybe we have a more modern approach now. Maybe when in Los Cajunas we want to sound like a first wave band, and now I feel more identified with second and third wave bands.
Okay.
We want to. I want to take the production progress of the records. I want to record with old stuff, but with modern technology. So I want that mix of vintage and modern to put out something fresh.
Like old guitar rigs, but new recording equipment. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I always use Showmans, JBL, Jazz Masters, vintage reverbs, but I feel that to put that music forward, you need a different kind of mix and volume in your recordings, other concepts. You know, when you record in an old-fashioned way, your levels are low. I love that, but I think that it makes going your music back. I want that mix of vintage and modern. I think
Okay.
that you need to sound more contemporary today.
Yeah.
When I started with Los Cajunas, we were a lot really near to the 60s. It was only 40 years. Now are 60 years. I
Yeah.
think that at this point, it's more difficult to the people to understand that kind of final sound, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of production.
So, who are you working with now in the new band?
Uh, in this band, I have Los Kahunas' same bass player, who's called Damian. There is another band here called the Beach Breakers. Is a really one of a kind band because they have twin guitar players, and I have playing with me one of those twins. You know,
Okay.
one of those twins is playing with me. The other play with Tormentos also, and I have the drummer is a guy that played with a lot of surf band and ska bands here. He's called Koki Maidana, and he played with The Abstinence, Sugar Rivers, many bands here on the local scene. So it's people that, you know, it's more easy right now because people knows what's about surf music. 20 years ago, you have to you recruit a musician, and you have to explain. You have to talk about Pulp Fiction. You have to talk about Dick Dale. You have to talk about Adventures. Now is a lot more easy because those guys have 10 or 15 years playing.
Yeah.
Is now is just to book the right direction and go for it.
Awesome. So in the past, what? How have you put out your music? Have you put it out on your own? Have you worked with labels?
Yeah, we work here with a label that the first record that we do, we put it out with our own label. The second record, we work with No Fun Records. Those guys were in Buenos Aires and in Ann Arbor, and we have a lot of distribution there on the States and in Europe with those guys. And for our third record, we work with a local label called ATMC that they were a lot into the garage surf rockabilly scene. They put out records from Los Peyotes that are kind of Argentinian fast tones mixed with Los Psychos and many other surf or garage or rockabilly bands. So the third record we came out with a vinyl with a full edition vinyl, blue vinyl with poster and everything.
Oh, wow.
I was really happy about that edition. Yeah. And for los Papu and Los Fantásticos Reverentes new album, I'm thinking about going out on vinyl. Really,
Yeah.
I want to put out a vinyl. Yeah, I think is what it's all about on doing a record.
Yeah.
CD is just for some few people that only listen to it on the car.
Yeah.
It's all about digital or for the people that really loves music.
Yeah.
I think that's the future for recording.
I always think when a band puts out their music on vinyl, it must be a great feeling to have something that starts up here wind up on vinyl, like something that you made in your head is now something you can hold in your hand.
Yeah, I think it's like when you have your vinyl on your hands, it's like you put everything that you have is there.
Yeah.
It was everything for that. It's like a goal, make reality.
Yeah.
That's why I don't hate CDs. I have a lot of CDs that things that aren't on vinyl, and for many years that we used to sell a lot of CDs, and we make money with that. We can usually selling your CD. You can do the new one with the money that you sold your CDs. You
Yeah.
do the next one.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be more difficult, but I think that you have to start on something.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I think, but I really convinced that we have to put out the vinyl.
So
We have to.
do you like the variants, the colored variants?
On vinyls?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Yeah. People said that blacks sound better, but
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to have a more artistic view of it as a collector item.
Look, a record is a full experience thing. It's not
Yeah.
only the music, it's the
Yeah.
art on the cover, it's the philosophy of the band. You can see what are they about, what are those guys thinking. It's a full experience about a record. It's not only music. That's why I think records, vinyls are not going to die, because you can listen to that music on Spotify, but it's not the same. It's not
Yeah.
the full experience.
I agree.
Vinyls even have smell,
Yeah.
I smell vinyls. It's a complete different thing. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I think if I sell my vinyls, I can buy a better car, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So before we head out, is there anything else you want to talk about that I might not have touched on?
I think really to tell people that nothing more than I'm working on new material, on a new band, and just waiting to the world got fixed to go out and play. Me and the band really excited about playing again in front of people and touring, traveling, everything. This is we didn't expect all this COVID thing, and
Yeah,
this is terrible. And I
yeah,
just want to say people that hang on and be strong. This sometimes this have to finish.
yeah,
This have to finish soon. This have to finish soon. Artists were suffering a lot with this. I have a lot of artist friends, mainstream musician, and they are suffering a lot because they can work.
yeah,
And owners of venues, this is terrible. But music always saved us. You know,
yeah,
I do great things with music. I was lucky enough to play to be I guess in mainstream bands, play in stadiums, and I have also the experience to play to 3 or 4 people, and it's in the same segment. It's all about playing and music and making friends on the way. I make a lot of friends in this surf music scene. You know, I knew a lot of people, great people. I have a lot of fun. It's only about being grateful. You know, going
yeah.
to SG 101, me, Jeff, I don't know, Chris Barfield, Ivan, a lot of bands, the Volcanics. I don't want to forget about anyone, but meeting Los Jackets too. I have enough lucky to go with tour to Mexico with Los Fabulosos Cadillacs. That is a huge band here, and the opening act was Los Jackets. I was hanging there with them. I feel like a small kid, you know. I
Yeah.
go to see the Mexican pyramid with Eddie Angel and Pete Carey. That was incredible. That
Oh,
that
that's
that was
awesome.
incredible.
I would love to go see
Yeah,
them.
yeah. It's incredible. So I really was really grateful about all the surf music scene, and I think I'm going to play this kind of music till I die. That's
It's
it.
good to hear. If your new music is half as good as Los Kahunas, I think everybody's gonna be really stoked on it.
Well, thank you. I think it's going to be as good or better. As
Good,
good or
good, good,
better.
good.
Uh-huh.
Well, thank you so much, Papu, and
Thank you, Ryan.
I
Thank
was
you.
I was listening to your music today, and I was really excited to talk to you, and I appreciate your time and in sharing your music with everybody and your story and just the rich history that you have.
Yeah. I really want to people know that here we are really far from Europe, from the States, from Mexico, but here in Argentina you have great surf music bands. Put an eye on Argentinian scene because you have great bands here: Tormentos, Beachbreaker, Frenéticos. We have a lot of great bands here. when
Awesome.
when when surf music start here, it came a lot of people to put out young people putting out bands. That is pretty good. We have guys with 20-year-old in bands like Los Marplas. They are really young and they start playing surf music. Sometimes people think about that surf music is something for people over 30 or 40, and I think it's for everybody. it's, it's,
Yeah,
it's really it's a really kind of fun music.
I
we
agree.
have to we have to work to show this to people.
I
We don't
agree.
have to think about we are kind of cult thing. We have to share it. We have to show it out. It deserves to be shown out.
I agree. I agree. Well, thank you so much, Papu.
Thank you, Ryan.
And keep in touch. We'd love to play you on the
Sure.
radio show, Pure Idiot Radio. And
Sure, thank you.
keep in touch. And I'll chat with you tomorrow some more.
Okay, good.
Okay.